Today, we're doing something different. We're stripping away all the romance, all the drama from that emotional roller coaster to reveal what's really going on underneath, the raw biological engine of obsession. Think of this as a psychological investigation into a pattern that so many of us mistake for passionate love, but which the science suggests is something far more mechanical and, honestly, far more dangerous.
I want you to burn this into your mind. This isn't just some clever phrase. It's the strategic conclusion to the entire system we are about to take apart, piece by piece. By the time we're done here, you will understand just how powerful and tactical this one sentence really is.
And this is the central mystery, isn't it? Why is it that the person who treats you the most inconsistently often becomes the only person you can think about? Is it really about some deep cosmic connection? Or is it about the design of a system that has hijacked your brain's most primitive wiring? Let's start the investigation.
Okay, so in this first section, we're not treating this like a romance. We're treating it like an emotional crime scene. Our job is to find the mechanism, the weapon, that creates a state of dependency so powerful it feels completely indistinguishable from love itself.
Here's the core paradox that makes this so confusing. The feeling you have, it is absolutely 100% real. The intense highs, the gut-wrenching lows, that feeling that this person is the center of your universe, that's all real. But the source of that feeling might not be what you think. Research points away from a unique soulmate connection and directly toward a powerful addiction to an unpredictable schedule of rewards. And it's the perfect counterfeit, really, because the neurochemicals involved, dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline, are the exact same ones that fuel those early intoxicating stages of falling in love.
So let's put a name to it. The hot and cold cycle isn't just someone being moody. It's not a personality quirk. It's a system, a pattern. And whether it's conscious or not, it works by creating this powerful link in your brain between one person and the feeling of intense pleasure or relief, and then making access to that feeling totally unpredictable. That strategic inconsistency, that's the key to the whole thing.
And if you've been through this, you know exactly what this feels like. It's not just sadness. When that cold phase hits, your brain literally goes into a state of attachment crisis. It sees that withdrawal of affection as a genuine threat to your survival. And that triggers what we call the scramble. Your mind turns into this detective, desperately rereading old texts for clues, analyzing their tone of voice, replaying every single conversation. You're not living your life anymore. You're just trying to solve the puzzle of how to get the hot phase back. Your mind is working overtime 24/7, and that has a very real cost.
And this chart, well, it shows you exactly what that cost looks like. Just look at this breakdown of your mental real estate, your cognitive load. The operator, the person running this cycle, starts to consume the vast majority of your thinking. Your job, your health, your friends, they all get scraps. Why? Because your brain has flagged this person as a primary survival resource, and getting that resource back becomes its #1 job, pushing everything else to the side.
All right, now we're heading into the engine room. We are about to pull back the curtain on the master key, the psychological principle that makes this whole thing so incredibly powerful. This is the weapon at the crime scene.
The mechanism is called intermittent reinforcement. For decades, behavioral psychologists have known this is the single most powerful way to lock in a behavior. It's the same principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so addictive. It's why you can't stop checking your phone for notifications. And as we're seeing here, it is the engine behind the most potent and toxic relationship dynamics.
Now, to really understand its power, you have to see it next to its opposite. Consistent reinforcement, getting a reward every single time, that's nice. It feels stable, secure. But our brains get used to it pretty fast. It becomes predictable, almost boring. Intermittent reinforcement, though, that's volatile. And because you never know when the reward is coming, your brain never gets to relax. It stays on high alert, seeking, constantly flooded with dopamine in anticipation of a reward. It's the volatility that makes it so damn compelling. So here is the absolute critical point. Your brain isn't actually addicted to the person. It's addicted to the pattern. It's hooked on that unpredictable chance of getting relief from the pain of the cold phase. You're not in a relationship, really. You are a gambler, standing at a slot machine, pulling the lever again and again and again, just hoping for that jackpot of affection. The operator of this cycle has become your own personal slot machine.
Okay, so now that we get the core principle, let's break down the cycle itself phase by phase. This is how the trap is set. This is how control systematically shifts from you to them. This is the dopaminergic seesaw in action.
The loop is always these 4 stages. First up, Step 1. The high-intensity hook. This isn't just being nice, this is love bombing, an overwhelming flood of attention that sets an incredibly high baseline for what happiness with this person feels like. Then, Step 2. The strategic withdrawal. Suddenly, with no warning, they go cold. This creates a painful validation vacuum, and your brain feels the shocking contrast. This is where the trap closes. Next, Step 3. The scramble and compliance. Your brain, desperate to get that high back, goes into overdrive. You start apologizing for things you didn't do, you abandon your own needs, you'll do anything to fix it. This is the moment control shifts completely to them. And finally, Step 4. The addictive reinforcement. Just when you're about to give up, they turn hot again. The rush of dopamine you get from that relief is so intense that your brain makes a huge mistake. It identifies the person who caused all the pain as the solution to the pain. And just like that, the loop resets, only now it's even stronger.
You know, when you lay it out like that, it sounds almost simple. But anyone who has lived through it knows it feels incredibly complex and inescapable. So what is it? Why is this trap so brutally effective at hijacking our own biology?
It's because it exploits 4 of our deepest vulnerabilities. First, our brains are literally hardwired to prioritize uncertain rewards over predictable ones. It's an old survival instinct. Second, you've got cognitive dissonance. That's the intense mental stress of trying to hold 2 opposite ideas. This person is my soulmate and this person is being cruel. To fix that discomfort, your brain starts making excuses for them. Third, there's loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing something feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining it. The thought of losing that amazing hot phase feels so catastrophic, you'll do almost anything to stop it. And finally, all of this creates a thick fog of attachment anxiety that makes it almost impossible to see the pattern for what it is. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's your biology being expertly played.
Okay, we've deconstructed the problem. We've investigated the crime scene. We've identified the weapon. Now, we shift from analysis to action. This section is all about the solution, a tactical, strategic plan for taking back control.
The protocol is built on 3 specific actions. First, cognitive reappraisal. This means you stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" and you start stating the objective fact. This is the withdrawal phase of an intermittent reinforcement cycle. Just naming the system robs it of its emotional power. Second, and this is the hardest part, is steady-state regulation. When they go cold, you do not scramble. You stay neutral. You focus on keeping yourself calm, not on them. This denies the cycle its fuel. And third, reward diversification. You have to deliberately, strategically lower the stakes.
And here's a picture of what the problem looks like. This is why the cycle has so much leverage over you. Before you do anything, the operator is basically your only source of dopamine, validation, and relief. They make up, say, 95% of your reward system, and that gives them almost total control over your emotional world.
The strategic goal, then, is to build a system that looks like this. You have to actively invest your time and energy into other parts of your life, your work, your fitness, your friends. You build other sources of dopamine and self-worth. You are literally diversifying your emotional portfolio. And when you do that, you dramatically reduce the operator's leverage because their withdrawal no longer threatens your entire sense of self.
And now we've arrived at the final summary. Let's bring all the pieces of this investigation together. We're going to put the system, the psychology behind it, and your counter strategy into one single cohesive framework.
This table, this is the entire investigation on one slide. The operator's system is the 4-phase loop. It's fueled by your own cognitive dissonance and loss aversion. Your counter, cognitive reappraisal. Name the system. The operator's other tool is unpredictable rewards. This hijacks your dopamine and creates attachment anxiety. Your counter, steady state regulation and reward diversification. That's it. That's the whole playbook.
So, if you remember nothing else from this explainer, please remember this. The intensity of your obsession is not a measure of the depth of your love. It is a biological symptom of an irregular, unpredictable reward schedule. Reframe that intense feeling. It's not romance, it's a conditioned response. That mental shift is the beginning of your freedom.
And so, we end exactly where we began. Winning this game is not about playing it smarter. It's not about figuring out how to get more of the hot and less of the cold. The only strategic move that guarantees you win is to refuse to play the game at all. It means diversifying your life, regulating your own emotional state, and calmly walking away from the table. Stop placing bets on an unpredictable person and start investing in the certainty of yourself.